Welcome to all students in our ROSE project conducted by Rayat Shikshan Sanstha, Satara. I am Mrs. Shinde S.R. from Sadhguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karad. We studied about the biomolecules. In last lecture, we studied the classification of carbohydrates and preparation of glucose from sucrose. Now, we studied the preparation of glucose from starch. The starch is hydrolyzed boiling with dilute H2SO4 at 393 Kelvin under 2 to 3 atmospheric pressure. That means the hydrolysis of starch. It gives the glucose. See here in this example reaction C6H10O5 is the N. This is the starch which is the polymer. This molecule is the N times. And when it is hydrolyzed means it is heated with the H2SO4 and atmospheric pressure is the 2 to 3. Then the H2O molecule is added and there is the formation of the N numbers of glucose. This method is used in the large scale industrial. In this way, we know the preparation of glucose from starch. Now see the structure and properties of the glucose. The molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. The structure of glucose is derived from the different properties. Now see the one by one. First, the reaction with hydrogen iodide. When glucose, this is the structure of the glucose, CHO, CHOOH 4 times and CH2OH. We know that the molecular formula of the glucose is the C6H12O6. When it is heated with the hydrogen iodide, HI, when this glucose is heated with the HI, then it gives the N-hexane. It gives the hexane which is in the straight chain. And from this, the formation of this N-hexane, it is indicates that the 6 carbon atoms in glucose molecule form a straight chain. That means from this reaction, we indicates that there is the 6 carbon atoms which are present in the glucose molecule because there is the formation of the hexane. It indicates the 6 carbon atoms present in the glucose and it is the N-hexane. That means these 6 carbon atoms are arranged in the straight chain. And from this reaction indicates that the glucose containing 6 carbon atoms which are in straight chain. Now see the reaction with the hydroxylamine and hydrogen cyanide. When this glucose reacts with this hydroxylamine, it gives the glyoxime. That means formation of oximes. Here, there is the formation of oximes, this aldehyde group. Here, formation of this NOH. This is the oxime and water molecule. That means glucose when reacts with this hydroxylamine, it gives the oximes. And also when glucose reacts with this hydrogen cyanide, then it gives the cyanohydrins. Glucose cyanohydrins. The addition of HCN take place here. The H atom goes to the oxygen atom and CN is attached to the carbon atom. That means addition of the HCN take place here and formation of the cyanohydrin take place. That means the reaction with hydroxylamine and hydrogen cyanides are the reactions of the carbonyl group. The carbonyl group when reacts with the hydroxylamine, it gives the oximes and addition of the HCN gives the cyanohydrins. And glucose when reacts with this hydroxylamine and hydrogen cyanide, it gives the oxime and cyanohydrins. Therefore, glucose molecule contains one carbonyl group. From these reactions, it indicates that glucose contains one carbonyl group because it gives the proper reactions of this carbonyl group. That's why the glucose molecule contain one carbonyl group. Then when glucose is reaction with bromine water. When glucose reacts with this bromine water, that means oxidation take place. When glucose reacts with bromine water, there is the oxidation take place. That means this CHO group is converted into here COOH. That glucose on oxidation with bromine water, it gives the gluconic acid. There is the one COOH group, carboxylic acid group present, and that's from this formation of this gluconic acid, this reaction indicates that the carbonyl group in glucose is in the form of an aldehyde. In the form of an aldehyde. That means the formation of gluconic acid indicates that this carbonyl group is in the form of aldehyde because there is the formation of only one COOH group. Now see the next. When glucose reacts with acetic anhydride. Reacts with acetic anhydride. When glucose reacts with this acetic anhydride, it gives the penta-acetyl glucose. It gives the penta-acetyl glucose and acetic acid. 5 molecules of acetic acid. That means when glucose reacts with this acetic anhydride, then there is the formation of the penta-acetyl glucose and 5 molecules of acetic acid. And from this reaction, there is the formation of penta-acetyl glucose, and this reaction indicates that the 5 hydroxyl groups are bonded to the 5 different carbon atoms in glucose molecule. This reaction indicates that there is the presence of 5 hydroxyl groups, and these 5 hydroxyl groups are bonded with the 5 different carbon atoms. Now see the next reaction with dilute nitric acid. When glucose reacts with dilute nitric acid, that means it is the oxidation take place. In this reaction, in this oxidation, there is the formation of the saccharic acid. There is the formation of saccharic acid. That means there is the formation of 2 carboxyl groups here. There is the formation of 2 carboxylic acid group. And from this reaction, we indicates that glucose molecule contain one primary alcoholic group. Glucose molecule contain one primary alcoholic group. Now see the open chain structure of glucose. We studied the different reactions of the glucose, and from these different reactions, we concluded that the glucose containing 6 carbon atoms and which are in the straight chain. Here arrange the 6 carbon atoms in the straight chain. Also, there is the presence of one carbonyl group, and this one carbonyl group is in the form of aldehyde. That means glucose containing the one aldehyde group. Then formation of the penta-acetyl glucose, it indicates that there is the formation of the 5 OH groups, and these 5 OH groups are attached to the different carbon atoms. See here, these 5 OH groups are attached to the different carbon atoms. Then there is the formation of saccharic acid. This reaction indicates that there is the one primary alcoholic group. This is the primary alcoholic groups. In this way, we write the open chain structure of glucose in this way. There is the presence of one aldehyde group, then 4 secondary alcoholic group, and one is the primary alcoholic group. This is the open chain structure of glucose. But some reactions are does not clear by these open chain structures, and therefore the cyclic structure of the glucose. Then how the formation of cyclic structure of glucose take place? See here, this is the open chain structure, and in cyclic structure the ring is in between this carbon number 1 and carbon number 5. Ring take place in between this carbon number 5 and this carbon number 1. Here see, this is the cyclic structure. The hydrogen atom from this OH group is attached to this carbonyl oxygen atom OH. Here, see here, OH, and ring take place in this way. The 6-membered ring is formed, which containing the 5 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom. This type of the ring is called as the pyran. This type of the ring is called as the pyran. That means it containing the 5 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom, and therefore it is called as the pyranodes. This cyclic structure is called as the pyranodes. See here, the ring take place the carbon atom 1 and carbon atom number 5 here. And this carbon number 1 is called as the anomeric carbon atom. This carbon number 1 is called as the anomeric carbon atom. And the position of this OH group on the anomeric carbon atom, these glucose are classified as the alpha and beta. If OH group, anomeric carbon atom having OH group below the ring, below the plane of this ring, then this type of the cyclic structure is called as the alpha D glucopyranodes. And if the anomeric carbon atom having the OH group on the above the cycle, then it is called as the beta structure. Then it is called as the beta D glucopyranodes. That means there is the formation of the cyclic structures, and these are the two types, alpha and beta. It is denoted by this anomeric carbon atom which having the OH group. If OH group is on the alpha side, that means below, then it is called as the alpha. And if OH group is the above or beta side, then it is called as the beta cyclic structure. In this way, there is the formation of the two structures of glucose, alpha D glucopyranodes and beta D glucopyranodes. The pyranose is from this type of the cycle is called as the pyran. In this way, the formation of cyclic structure of glucose take place. It is the alpha D glucopyranodes and beta D glucopyranodes. Now see the ring structure of the fructose. The fructose which containing the carbonyl group as a ketone group, it is called as the ketohexones. There is also presence of the 6 carbon atoms and 5 OH group and 1 carbonyl group which is the ketonic group. The ring present between the carbon number 2 and carbon number 5. The ring take place in between the carbon number these 2 and 5. Ring take place in the carbon number 2 and 5, and therefore here the formation of the 5-membered ring take place. Here the formation of 5-membered ring take place. In this ring there is the 4 carbon atoms. See here 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom. And this type of ring is called as the furan. This is called as the furan. and therefore it is called as the furanose. OSE is the carbohydrates. OSE is the carbohydrates and furan is the type of this ring, 5-membered ring containing the oxygen atom. This type of ring is called as the furan. Here also see, this is a 5-membered ring. Here also the arrangement of here carbon number 2 is the anomeric carbon atom. In glucose, the carbon number 1 is the anomeric carbon atom. And in fructose, the carbon number 2 is the anomeric carbon because the carbonyl group is present in the carbon number 2 and ring take place the carbon number 2 and carbon number 5. Here also according to their this OH group, these are alpha and beta. If anomeric carbon atom having the OH group on the alpha side, then it is called as the alpha D fructofuranones. And OH group on the beta side above the cycle, then it is called as the beta D fructofuranones. We here understand which is the anomeric carbon atom and what is the position, alpha and beta. The anomeric carbon atom having the OH group below, then it is called as the alpha, and anomeric carbon atom having OH group on the above, then it is called as the beta form. In this way, the formation of cyclic structures of fructose are alpha D fructofuranose and beta D fructofuranones. Now see the formation of glycosidic linkage. We see the structure of alpha D glucopyranose, beta D glucopyranose, then alpha D fructofuranose, alpha beta D fructofuranose. These are the monosaccharides. And glycosidic linkage take place in the cyclic structure of the monosaccharides. This is the glucose and this is the glucose. That means there are the two molecules of glucose. This is the ring structure. Two molecules of glucose. And when the OH of one molecule and H of the another molecule, there is the H2O remove. Water molecule is remove and between them the bond is take place with the oxygen. And this type of bond is called as the glycosidic bond. This type of the bond is called as the glycosidic bond. That means the OH of the one molecule and hydrogen atom of the another molecule, H2O molecule is removed from here and it is bonded by this oxygen atom. And this type of the linkage is called as the glycosidic linkage. But in the formation of this glycosidic linkage, there must be presence of one anomeric carbon atom. One group from anomeric carbon atom. Here this carbon number 1, it is the anomeric carbon atom and this is the carbon number 4. The water molecule removed from this carbon number 1 anomeric carbon atom and this carbon number 4. In this way, the H2O is removed and there is the formation of glycosidic linkage, glycosidic bond. These two molecules are linked by this oxygen atom. And this type of linkage is called as the glycosidic linkage. Now see some examples of this type of the glycosidic linkage. See this sucrose. And these structures are also called as the Haworth projection formula. Now see the sucrose. Sucrose is the disaccharides. It is formed from the alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. These two are the monosaccharides. Alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. From these two monosaccharides, there is the formation of this disaccharide which is called as the sucrose. See here, there is the formation of glycosidic linkage. Here, the OH group from this anomeric carbon atom, glucose, this one, and OH group from this fructose, carbon number 2, it is the anomeric carbon atom. This OH group and this OH group, the H2O is the remove, and there is the formation of linkage. This is called as the glycosidic linkage. In sucrose, there is the formation of glycosidic linkage between the carbon number 1 of the glucose and carbon number 2 of the fructose. And it is the alpha side, glucose containing OH group on the alpha side and fructose containing OH group on the beta side, and there is the formation of this glycosidic linkage. Therefore, this linkage is called as the alpha 1. That's mean the alpha side of this glucose, OH group from this alpha side, alpha 1, and beta 2, beta this one, because OH group on the beta side, and linkage between this alpha and beta. Therefore, this linkage is called as the alpha 1 beta 2 glycosidic linkage. In this way, sucrose is formed from this alpha D glucose and beta D fructose, and this sucrose is the sucrose is the reducing sugar. It is the non-reducing sugar because they does not contain the free aldehydic or ketonic group on the anomeric carbon atom. Therefore, it is non-reducing sugar. See here, both anomeric carbon atoms are in the glycosidic linkages. Linkage between the carbon number 1 of the glucose and carbon number 2 of the fructose. That means both anomeric carbon atoms are OH groups are present in this glycosidic linkage, both sides, and therefore it is the non-reducing sugar. Now see the next example, maltose. In maltose, it is obtained, it is also disaccharide. It is formed from alpha D glucose and alpha D glucose, means two molecules of alpha D glucose gives the maltose, which is disaccharide. Here linkage, see here, the one OH group from this carbon number 1 and one OH group from this carbon number 4. Linkage between this carbon number 1 and carbon number 4. Therefore, it is the alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Both OH groups are from alpha side. Both OH, this one, this is the here OH group, here OH group. The H2O molecule is removed from this, and these two molecules are bonded by this oxygen atom, which is called as the glycosidic linkage. And this type here alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage is present in maltose, and this maltose is the reducing sugar. It is the reducing sugar because there is the presence of the free aldehydic group. There is the presence of free aldehydic group. Only one molecule of glucose use the OH group from this anomeric carbon atom, and one second molecule having their anomeric carbon atom OH group. And therefore, this type of the disaccharides are the reducing sugars. They reduces the failing solution and it gives the reducing properties, and therefore maltose is the reducing sugar. Now see the next example, lactose. In lactose, it is also disaccharide. It is formed from beta galactose and beta glucose. There is the also, this is the beta position, this is the beta, linkage between take place in the carbon number 1 and carbon number 4. See here, carbon number 1 and carbon number 4, and therefore there is the formation of the glycosidic linkage, which is called as the beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage. In lactose, there is the formation of beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. This lactose is also reducing sugar because there is the presence of free aldehyde group. See here, only one molecule use their anomeric OH group, and hence the lactose is also reducing sugar. Now see the cellulose. It is the polymer. Cellulose is the polymer. These are the polysaccharides. In cellulose, it is the polymer of the beta D glucose molecule. It is the polymer of the beta D glucose molecule, and in this cellulose there is the formation of this glycosidic bond by the beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage, because here beta OH group from carbon number 1 and here carbon number 4 having the OH group. In this way, in cellulose, there is the formation of beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. Now see the structure of starch. The starch is the polymer of alpha D glucose. Starch is the polymer of alpha D glucose. The starch has the two components. One is the amylose and amylopectin. It has the two components, amylase and amylopectin. Now see the amylase, which containing the 15 to 20%. It is soluble in water. It forms the blue colored complex with iodine. It forms the blue colored complex with iodine. Then it contains the 200 to 1000 alpha D glucose linked by alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. These molecules, how many? The amylose containing 200 to 1000 alpha D glucose molecules, and they are linked by each other with the alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. And second part which is present in the starch is the amylopectin, which is the 80 to 85%. Amylose is the 15 to 20%. Then amylopectins are the insoluble in water, and they form blue colored complex with iodine. It is branched chain polysaccharides. It is the branched chain polysaccharides. It formed by alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage between alpha D glucose units, and branches are formed by alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. That means starch is the starch having the two components, amylose and amylopectin. Amylose is the 15 to 20%, and starch containing amylopectin is 80 to 85%, and they are the polymer of the alpha D glucose. That starch is the branched polymer. There is the formation of the branching. The link between the two branches is the alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage, and in amylose they are linked each other by the alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Now see the structure of the starch in this way. It is the two parts. This one is the amylose. These amylose are formed by the alpha D glucose linked each other. This is the amylose. They are linked each other by the linkage alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage, and the branch is in presence of this 6 number carbon atom and 1 number of this another polymer. This is the polymer, and branching take place in these two amylose. Here branching take place in these two polymer is the alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. In this way, we know the Haworth projection structures for sucrose, maltose, lactose, cellulose, and starch. In these structures, we understand the which linkage is present and which molecules are used for the formation of the glycosidic linkage or formation of the disaccharides. For example, sucrose. The sucrose is used formed by the formation of glycosidic linkage between glucose and fructose. In this way, we studied here the different Haworth projection structures of the different carbohydrates, monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. Thank you.